It's week 3 of the National Football League, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Dolphins and the Hawks coming up next.
With Mount Rainier in the distance, there are few.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And last weekend, they pulled one out in a very low-scoring affair. It was all about their defense.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Dolphins, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet. And both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
The Seahawks set to go on offense here, and it is the Pro Bowler Geno Smith at quarterback, Charles, in his 12th NFL season.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffling. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
First carry here for Ken Walker.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. They'll fake it. Now Smith. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Jalen Phillips, the former first-rounder, getting in there for the sack.
Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first. Play action. It's Smith. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
A shotgun snap for Smith.
And complete to Smith and Jigba.
And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds.
From the 4, it's 2nd and a couple.
Block it in motion right.
And he'll get it here on the touch pass. Oh, this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
Only a yard on the pickup, so from a good situation on 2nd and 2, it's now 3rd and 1. Smith now to throw. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Noah Fant, his first touchdown of the new season.
And the Seahawks are on the board first here this afternoon.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Well, the Dolphins head out, led by the NFL's leading passer in 2023, now in his 5th season, Tua Tagovailoa.
And he's off to a fantastic start to the season. Already 8 touchdown passes in just his first 2 weeks of the year. Now, I don't think that's a pace he's going to be able to sustain, but at the very least, he's got this offense humming here to start things out.
And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there, and they'll go backwards right away. All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
Let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
From the gun, it's Tua. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. He was trying to get it to Tyreek Hill that time. And it's 2nd down.
When you talk about this Seahawk defense,
they're a top 5 unit right now against the pass in the league. In fact, they sit at number 5.
This is such a good unit of covering passes downfield. I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch. but nothing doing on that one.
A tough spot here. 3rd and 15. Tua going to throw. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. Well, this defense for the Seahawks very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
While you can't actually see confidence rising in a unit, you feel like you can. And when you look at this team, you definitely think that it is, because anytime you can tell your offense, just get us a couple of touchdowns, we got this thing locked down, that's when you know you're playing well.
Here is 3rd and 5.
Well, 6th-round picks, they don't normally step in and start on day one, that's for sure. But over the years, we've had some big names from that spot.
And obviously, Tom Brady, the biggest name of all, is a 6th-rounder, but there have been others. Antonio Brown, who's played some of the best receiver in the game. Alfred Morris. And I can tell you a quick one on Alfred Morris. When he came out of college and had the big rookie year, I went back to a lot of my scouting buddies and took my book with me and said, okay, what did you guys have him listed coming out of school? I couldn't find anyone who had better than a 6th-round grade on him. Most had 7th round and a good number undrafted free agent, so you never know what you're going to get.
They added a lot of talent to a roster that really needed an infusion of youth. They got a very good infusion of youth.
And they didn't really reach to get any.
To a hit, and the ball is out. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block.
To check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. They've got the 7-0 lead. Now they've got the football back after their defense got the stop, CD. And you get the feeling if they can score here, they really have all the momentum on their side.
And you just wonder right now, is the quarterback and the play caller totally in sync? Are they of one mind that, hey, what worked last time? Let's keep doing it until they stop us. Or do they go to a different section in the playbook, show them something different? Either way, they want a repeat of their first drive.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Ball start. Offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Still 3rd down.
And a manageable 3rd down becomes a lot less manageable. 3rd and 7 after the false start. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. And taken right on the 30. A 45-yard punt, 4 there on the return. And it'll be Dolphin football. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
Boye Mafe. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. In motion, Hill. On play action. Here's Tua. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And going deep for Hill. And got his man complete. And
First down, number 7 on the year.
And the Dolphins are an extra point away from evening this one up. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30.
And out now come the Seahawks.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Out of the gun, Smith. And it is caught. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
On the counter, it's Walker.
And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33.
Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33.
Here we go.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And he'll go down at the 28. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Off of play action, here's Smith. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Throwing now is Geno. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawks touchdown.
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
28 yards. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that makes the score 14-7. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaking up on the play.
Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. After that last score we just saw, now 14-7, so a chance to march down the field here, try to tie this football game.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa.
A short throw there, that's to Smythe, the tight end.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Well, that's a tough, costly penalty, because now it makes it 3rd and 6 after the false start. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down.
His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10.
They'll run with Walker to begin the drive.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Here we go, hey.
Now a play fake, and it's Smith. He's going to get this complete here to lock it. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. Jalen Phillips. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Geno now to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. From the gun, it's Walker. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Fielded just inside the 20. 44-yard punt, return of 9.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle, making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defenses, getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
Steps away to his left. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain. Tua sets up to pass it.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks. And he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And going deep for Hill. And that is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
So that'll be marked down as a 19-yard punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, here's Smith. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
At the 27-yard line.
They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Right back to Achane on second down.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Here's Tua.
He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Seahawks offense and Geno Smith headed back out for this.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments.
Walker now on 1st and 10.
Broken tackle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. They run again with Walker. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9.
Here we go.
Up the middle, here's Walker. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. To throw is Smith. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit when he decided not to throw it on 1st down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the 1st down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone.
Back to Walker on 1st down.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Straight ahead, Walker.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3.
Here we go.
Now Geno. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the 2nd half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit. A lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? Now Smith. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete. On comes the Seahawk kicker here on 4th down. It's Jason Myers. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Myers' kick is good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7.
So the lead grows here incrementally, but I think the way their defense is playing, you feel okay with just getting 3.
They've definitely been stout so far, but now that could all change, because if one guy gets loose for 70 yards, this is a different game. But as it stands, field goals are good. Just keep adding to that lead.
Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10.
At their own 27. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
Oh, a dangerous pass there, and it's intercepted.
And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play.
After the interception, here's Smith. Being chased out left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13.
30-yard line.
They'll fake it. Now Smith. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Channing Tindall, the one who got through to drop him.
Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Oh, he stays up.
A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
Well, that play was certainly a little bit different because on the previous play, he was sacked. This time, protection a lot better. Had time to survey the field and still couldn't find an open receiver.
Myers' kick is good, and that will open the lead up now to 20-7.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
Open net is Waddle, complete.
He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Now 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 33-yard line.
Now Tua. Dancing to his left. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the... Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's Dolphin football, but they trail here as we get set for the 4th. Play action. Now it's Tua. They'll roll him out right.
Open man downfield is Hill.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Give him 30 yards there. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Tua going to throw. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's 2nd down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 23-yard line.
Achane gets it from the gun.
They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Looking to pass. Tua.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins' 1st down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
An 8-yard pickup. And the Dolphins' 1st down.
Now Tua going to fake the jet sweep and the handoff as he'll drop to throw it.
Touchdown! Durham Smythe from 13 yards out.
And the Dolphins have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
Sanders on for the extra point. And it's good. The deficit 6, 20-14. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line.
So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10.
Here's Walker to start the drive. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith completes it to Fant on the right side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Here we go, here we go.
Out of the gun, Walker with it. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Here we go. Hey.
Smith. This is Fant on the short completion. They'll go for a gain of 7. And now third down and 6 to go.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
First and goal at the 5-yard line.
They'll motion out one of the tight ends. Here's Walker. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down.
At the 4-yard line.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, second and goal. Walker is not going to advance very far. He'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. From the 4 now, third and goal. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play.
A 23-yard attempt.
Myers' kick is good, and that will make this a 9-point lead. So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow give the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
Here's Tua. A short throw there. That's to Smythe, the tight end. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. They come up now on second and 2. Tua. Flushed out right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. No tougher place to be in a spot like this than Seattle. Here's third down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. And he takes this one into the end zone. And all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Sanders now to add the extra point. And the lead is down to 2. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it ends with a touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill. Time definitely of the essence now, just under a minute to play, and here we go. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them. And field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. And they take a knee. So on now comes the kicker. It's Jason Myers. This to at least make it a 5-point cushion. And his kick is good. And that will push the lead up to 5.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Yeah, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. And it's incomplete, and now just 3 seconds left. Look at the clock. Time for one more shot. One final try for Tagovailoa. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. And a fun close.